It's me, back again for day 2 in a row of filming you guys a video. What is this world? My nose is really red. Cold's going around everywhere. Valentine's Day preparation is in full force in the background, and I will get to that. If you want to see the rest of my Valentine's Day preparation, I think I'm going to make another video for that too, just because I always forget what I have until February comes around and I start pulling things out. And it'd be nice to be able to look back on this next year at the beginning of January and like start planning for that, because I sometimes do plan that far ahead, especially when the seasonal stuff comes out, because if I already know I have cute Valentine's Day buckets, I don't buy things. But anyways, that's not why you're here. We're here for the unique learning system. I'm going to show you how I delete things that I'm not using or move it to other days. And if there's any periods where it's just me talking and you don't say anything, that's because I was trying to get by a student's name or something, because I don't show student names on the internet. So here we are on the main screen. We'll go to the unique learning system. You can see this is everything that it wanted me to do today, which is quite substantial. And I purposely did not delete anything because I wanted to show you guys what I use and what I don't. Like this journal writing, I get rid of that. Shoo, I'm going to click to students. Okay, we got some names, as I said. I have a sample student that I use, which is quite convenient for things like this for showing purposes, or if I'm deleting something and I don't know what I'm doing, I can do the sample student first, so I'm not deleting a student's stuff. So here we go. Our friend, the sample student. I always go to this screen because it shows me everything that they have assigned to them for just this day. So like non-standard measurement, we do that towards the end. So I'm going to click these 3 dots. And this is one of those assignments that I just remove. I don't actually move it. If I wanted to move it, I could click that. It takes me to the monthly plans where I could then move it. Let's see where to go. And so then this is what I need, measurement and data. You can click this little guy right here, and then you can choose the day that you're gonna move it to. So as I said, I always just click students. We're on my friend, the sample student. I always do measurement with paper copy when I have time, so I can just remove it. I'm gonna click that. Then it shows all the students that you're removing it from, so you can remove just one or a couple and you can remove it. And that's also where you can go like this. And if they, let's see, do I have any that they've completed? And if they've completed one, and let me go into a student's, because this guy, my sample, doesn't have any turned in, obviously. So like this student has 6 turned in. So you can click those dots right there. You can begin a new attempt. So if they just turned it in, I can tell they didn't work on it. I can have them do it again. And that doesn't happen very often anymore because they don't want to start all over. You can see my sample student has 59 things assigned. Most of these math ones, the number recognition and the counting and addition, if they don't get to all of it, it's not a big deal because it'll show up the rest of this week, or I can reassign it for other days. I like the letter sounds, even though my students are on level 1, so it repeats a lot, but it's just easy and they have a lot of confidence because they can do it all by themselves. This is also where it'll show you the letters of the week, and this is where it'll show you the letter of the day. So I've got the lowercase e, and then the uppercase E is right there. And then the word wall, I keep that on there because the kids like to listen to it, but if we keep going, the spelling list, I have that all printed, so I'm just gonna remove that. And I remove off the sample student, and then I can just get everybody at the same time. Introducing vocabulary, we usually do that like as a hard copy, but sometimes I'll let them just keep it on there if they want to read it to themselves. The leveled book, I keep all of these on there for the first, but this one, the self-selected reading, that's from the News to You library, I don't need that because it's kind of just a placeholder. I already have books assigned. And then you can see all these writing activities. I don't do any of the writing activities. I do my own thing, so I'm going to delete all of those. And same thing with spelling list. I don't need that trace and write because we have the hard copy. And then we don't do the timeline. And then you can see these are just extra courses I have assigned for everybody, and so then it gets assigned to the disabled student too. You can also see these are books that I have assigned because the unit is about our country and Wisconsin. If I scroll all the way down, you could see, let's see, where are you? I have the state book assigned because it started talking about our state bird and our state tree. And one of my students was like, well, what is our state bird? And I was like, oh, well, let me show you where you can find that out yourself. And then I always assign the News to You article, the game show, as we like to call it, and then the tic-tac-toe and the memory game. And then we do the weather every day too. But if I didn't want to, again, I could just get rid of those, but I assign it just for the entire week. And I do that every week. And so then it's not as daunting. There's 18 things not started, but these math ones are pretty quick. The kids can do it on their own, as I said, and a lot of these are really easy, like this one. Having the lesson plans available too is really nice. In the beginning when I didn't know what I was doing, but now I know what I'm doing, so I don't need it. So community, and then all my students are on level 1 right now, so it's all just errorless, but it's a nice introduction. So we did that today together, and we have this paper copy too. So then we'll take all of the words off and we'll mix them up. And so like say each kid has 5 of these pictures, and then we read the word together, and then they see who has the picture. Like for my student that's nonverbal, the pictures all have Velcro on them. So then we can put this on here and we can record the options.
Dinosaur, elephant, tiger, jaguar.
It's probably something from science. And most of the time, if I'm doing something whole group, it's just easier for me to skim through this to see what they're doing. And if I want to do something together, we'll just do it off of this sample student. And then I don't have to worry about completing work for the student on their own version. So then like today when we read this book, I just pulled it up like this. And then I did the reading. It's going to show the lesson plan first. So we did it together on the smartboard so we could look at the pictures, full screen, and then we've got this. So if I don't know the name, it's nice to be able to do.
By Betsy Seltzer.
But most of the names here are pretty familiar. It's a lot of David Spencer and Betsy Seltzer. They're in here a lot. So that's like the first step up by day. I come in here, I make a couple of copies off of workbooks and things that I need, like for my math group, right? I always make copies out of the textbook instead of them having to write it down because it takes too much time for them to write down from the textbook. But this curriculum also has a workbook portion. At the end of last year, I only had 2 kids that were using this, so I only had 2 workbooks, but then I had others join, so now I just have I have the actual workbook pages in here, and then I make copies of the ones I need. But anyway, so that's kind of what my morning looks like. I come in, I do the copies that I need, and then I hop on my teacher version of the unique learning system and I delete and go through all the things that I'm not doing and figure out what it wants me to do for the day. So like say the craft shows up, if I feel like I'm in a good spot for the craft, I'll do it. If not, I'll move it to a different day. If I wanted to do the science experiment, I would do that. And if it's like a holiday, I'll get ready to show any of the special things. So like tomorrow's Valentine's Day, so I would show the Valentine's Day article on News to You. I'll show you. Okay. So we go News to You, holidays. You can't assign the holidays to students, but that's okay. So then here we go. February 14th, Valentine's Day. If I wanted to, I could print off this. But we'll just do the presentation. I did print out the Groundhog's Day article, but I don't do the Valentine's Day one because we're pretty familiar with what Valentine's Day is. And I've had years in the past where I could have students read this too. And I have a couple that could read a lot of these words just because like holiday and celebrates are words that always show up in our beautiful unique learning system in our vocabulary. And something that I did that I didn't show you yesterday, I was working on it today, is I bought these fun little tabs from Amazon so I could alphabetize my vocabulary because I want to be able to just pull things out. So like when I'm introducing vocabulary and other things, I can find the vocabulary that I need. So say everyone forgets that holiday is up there. Let's see, here's H. We got home. Help, holiday, hooray! So yes, that is a quick, this is how you delete things from the unique learning system. If you don't want to use it, that's fine. Then you don't have to worry about the kids getting into it and clicking into assignments that you don't want them to get into. Or if you're not ready to give that part of the lesson, you can move it to something else. And I don't do everything that unique learning system gives for the unit. I just pick and choose based on what my students need and what I have time for. And that's okay. Thanks for watching. Any questions, leave a comment down below or find me on Instagram and maybe I'll make a video to answer the question that you have.